Once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.
Oscar Bevis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here today at the weigh-in for Saturday night show at Royal Albert Hall. I'm delighted to be joined by Dean Whyte. Dean, bit of different circumstance this time.
Yeah, no, this time I've got a Wild Hydrate protein. You know, I'm not sponsored by them, but hey, I was dehydrated and I got this drink, so I thought I'd have a little bit of bevy. The other night I was having a nice drink at the Ultimate Boxer. Great.
A nice drink or some nice drinks?
You hit it on the head, the nail on the head.
Nice drink.
Loads of drinks. Had a great time. I don't even know how I got home, to be honest.
It was a good night, wasn't it? It was a good night.
It was a really, really good night. So, yeah.
Right, Shakan Pitters, because obviously I spoke to Shakan in the change room after his fight against Dex Spellman, where he became English champion. I didn't speak to you that night, so I just want to quickly run through that fight. And you just told me actually as well that he's going to be defending that title in November. Yeah,
do you know, it was a really, really good fight. You know, like, if you are a fan of boxing, you'd appreciate how that was. That was someone, you know, he's got a lot of attributes. He's very long, he's rangy, got a great jab and great movement. Dex Spellman comes forward and he pressed the action. He's pretty fit still because he pressed the action all night and he was a big puncher. We knew he was a big puncher because his record dictated that, and he had a lot of knockouts, you know. I was surprised in there with Shaq in terms of, I learned a lot about him because he had we showed that he had a great chin, could take a punch. He showboated and he boxed and he was relaxed in there a lot of the time. But you know, like he done the 10 rounds, he got that under his belt, and now he's an English champion. He'll come again and he'll learn, you know. So it was a great night. Obviously, there's a few chinks he needs to iron out. He's got a few months now to get back into the gym and focus. So speaking to these here today, potentially he's got a date November the 30th, but there's a few things that need to be niggled out first, but the date is there in Birmingham, November the 30th, and that's the date we'll be looking for, you know. Considering
the stage of his career that he's at, he's now
13-0.
13-0, exactly, and he's now got the English title as well. Still obviously young, so you're sort of happy where the way it's going.
No, I'm happy where he is. He's you know, we've got to progress him in the right fashion. And you know, because a lot of he didn't have the greatest amateur career. You know, he didn't really take it serious. He had quite a decent fight. I can't remember how much, but I don't think he was taking it as serious as some of the boys who went on to be Olympians or English boys and stuff. You know, sometimes in your boxing, but you're not taking it serious and you're probably out partying and drinking and doing other stuff. Maybe he was one of those guys, but he didn't take it serious. But as a professional, he's taking it a lot more serious, and he's doing well. He's 13-0. Now he's an English champion. What we've got to do is kind of guide him and push him and make sure he gets the right fights at the right time. The light heavyweight division in the UK is stacked. There's a lot of boys. You've got Yard who fought for World title. You've got Whyte on Matchroom. And then you've got Hutchison here. You've got Dan Aziz. You've got... there's so many boys here. So it's down to me as management and the rest of the team to guide him, maneuver him correctly and get him the right fights at the right time. I think he's a great prospect. He's 6'6". He's a tremendous athlete to boil down and get to light heavyweight. So, you know, we've got the date there, but I just need to, you know, pick the right fights, guide him, and hopefully he'll go out there and do as good and be as good as I believe he can be, you know.
And later that night, there was some boxing over in Vegas.
What's that? Tyson Fury and
Otto Wallin, yeah.
Yeah, what a fight that was. That was a great fight also. I think, like I was saying to him...
the scorecards don't show you the full story.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah, of course.
And what you've got is you've got a lot of people that are obviously negatives, and you know, you get positive. But in this sport, you got to be have thick skin to deal with certain boxing fans. There's a small segment of them that do a lot of negative talking, and it's part and parcel. Listen, you got to take it. It's up to you, or you know, you don't watch it, or you don't read it, or you read it, and it's however you want to take it. But what I look at, and I said to the gentleman just now, with that, I think it was a good performance. He got 2 big cuts under his eye, and he managed to box and was quite aggressive than I've ever seen Tyson Fury before. Because if you watch him, he's very tricky and sticking. But he walked forward, he pressed the action, he went to the body, and he tried to fight him, tried to push him back, and tried to get him out of there, because he's probably thinking these cuts could get worse, it could get stopped, and I might be losing on points. So,
did you ever think that there was one point where you thought this is actually in danger of being stopped now?
I'm not too sure, because I watched it the day after. I already knew the result. But if you're looking at it, there was a possibility those cuts were really, really bad. The cuts man done really good, Vaseline, and helped him to get through that. But like I said, good credit to him, credit to his team. He got the win. You know, sometimes you got to win ugly, and get the win and just move forward and learn from that, you know what I'm saying? So that Otto Walling was doing a lot of dirty, nasty stuff. He was poking, he was prodding at it when the ref was telling him to park. Nasty bit of work. But you know, listen, this is boxing. You're gonna expect, you got to expect everything in this game of sport, you know what I mean? And they say defend yourself at all times. So it's just one of those ones, you know?
Would you make a Shane Fury's comments?
Nothing really, you know. Like I said, he's a man, you know. Like, so he's gonna feel that he needs to talk as a man. If someone confronts you, you're gonna have to talk as a man, and he did that. You know, I've got nothing bad to say about him. I can't continue to go on that. I'm trying to work and graft. I leave him to it. Like I said, I just deal with anyone in the same vein. If anyone steps to me and he's negative, and I've got to deal with that, I deal with it as I see fit. And yeah, that's what it is. I'm not even going to bother keep going around that. I've got bigger and better things frying, you know what I'm saying? So I've got to concentrate on that.
I thought I saw you doing some, on Instagram, some sparring preparation with a light welterweight or whatever.
No, there was a small guy this morning. All it was is I was just jabbing and he was trying to slip a move. So I was just messing about with him. Obviously his coach wanted me to do some stuff. I was in the gym this morning early doing a bit of boxing, and they wanted me to jab towards him so he could slip it and do some stuff. But it's just a bit of fun.
Right, Canelo Kovalev. This is actually what I was talking to Spencer and Tunde about before you come along with your brandy or whatever.
Okay,
and decided to shut down the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canelo Kovalev, talk to me about it.
Canelo is a future Hall of Famer, incredible athlete, incredible fighter. He's fought anyone you can think of. He's fought all comers, and he's still relatively young, you know, and he's only going to get better. So for me in that fight, I think this is quite an easy fight. Canelo and his team are very good at picking the right fights at the right time. Kovalev is on the way down. He's still a hell of a champion. Obviously, Yard had a great fight with him, had an opportunity, but the inexperience told on the night, and he couldn't pick him off. I think Canelo will do the damage. Canelo's had so much experience. He's had over 50 fights. He's going to go in there and tear him a new one. Just
do you not see the size being much of an issue?
Nah, I don't think it's going to be that.
That does seem to be
I think he's going to go to the
feeling.
body, he's going to chop him in half and then go upstairs again. He's going to get him out of there. It's going to be a hard fight because Kovalev's got a world-class jab. He's an elite fighter also. So what you have is two elite fighters, but I just think the fresher, the more hungrier guy is the younger guy, and I'm going to go with Canelo all day. I think Kovalev to the body is weak. Andre Ward showed a little while ago how you defeat Kovalev in defeating him twice, and it's there. The recipe, the recipe to bake that cake is there. So all they're going to do is they're going to go upstairs and then go to the body, and they're going to start early going to the body, which Anthony Yard should have done. Obviously, I can talk from outside, but he should have gone to the body a little bit earlier, and I think it would have paid more dividends. But that fight, I just see Canelo winning in emphatic way. Yeah. Okay,
just finally, I want to talk about the 147 division. Sean Porter was Spence this weekend, and then the other night I spoke to Amir Khan at Ultimate Boxer, and he was saying that there's still potential for him and Brook. I know it's something we've heard heard for years now, and some people are saying that we're actually getting bored of hearing about it.
Of course.
But obviously there is still public interest in that, so just sort of Khan-Brook and Spence Porter and that sort of division. Just talk to me about that.
Khan-Brook is a great fight for the UK boxing fans. I think people are still going to tune in because it's a fight that everyone, you know, wants to see and has been wanting to see. I know there's been a lot of talk about it, but Khan's been out there. He's cleaning up a lot of money in, you know, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, wherever he's been boxing. So now he's come back home and he wants to get that fight on. Like he said, that fight will always be there waiting for him. So potentially now he's looking to take that fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, I think. But Kell Brook's been off a while, but he's very strong, big puncher, you know, quite accurate and sharp. So I think it'll be a good fight, that one. So I'd like to see it. So, you know, let's see how that turns out. The second one, Sean Porter and Earl Spence on the weekend. Going to be a heck of a fight. I like both guys. Earl Spence, big fan of his. Big guy for the weight. Sean Porter, strong, comes forward, bulldog. It's going to be a great fight. You know, the fans need to tune in and log in if they want to see a real good fight. I think it will go the distance, but I think we're in for a good war Saturday night. I'll lean towards Earl Spence because, like I said, I'm a big fan of his, and I've travelled to America a few times to see him, so I'm going to lean towards him, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of them looping shots what Porter likes to throw catches him and could do things. It's boxing. You
know
can,
for a fact he won't make it easy. It will never
He's
be
never
easy
going
against
to make it
Sean
easy.
Porter.
It's not going to be one of those type of things. So, yeah, you know, it's going to be an interesting Saturday night.
Okay, Dean Whyte, thank you very much for speaking to
Thanks very
IFL
much,
TV.
as always, guys.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, all good.
All good, all right, we'll catch up with you soon. Cheers, mate, thank you.
Once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.